In the early 2000s, I struggled to try to find work after as the recession hit. After coming out of college, it was a struggle to try to even get a job in the likes of McDonald's or a simple shop. Working from unpaid internship to volunteer opportunities, anything to try to get my foot in the door. One of the shows that I watched during this time was Working Man. Working Man, created by Hideki Anno's wife. Stories around Hiroko, who's working for Jedi Shonen Publication. There she deals with the constant troubles and tribulations of trying to work in a male-oriented workplace and dealing with everything from office politics to deadlines in the workplace. During the early years of, my own employment history, I always thought that this was kind of the goal, of trying to achieve something. And at the time, it was something that I kind of needed. Looking back on the show now, and after going through my own stint doing this thing, it kind of shows a different moral and expectation. The original creator of this show says that women need to have a similar mindset to men, or a man button, as she used, such as the main character within this series. Now, it does, while I do agree that something like that does have to happen, in the same way that men should have a woman button within them, and a way of trying to understand the opposite side of you in the workplace and in society. We are constantly dealing with, everything from female rights to MRA, and dealing constantly changing of the political platform. And at least if we're able to understand the other side, we're able to come with some bit of a compromise. You may not agree with all issues. At the moment, everyone is able to agree. Things have to change. Whether you're left or right, this is the way the thing is. But it does show sort of a darker side of this. The Japanese mindset. There's a huge burnout atmosphere, environment in the workplace. After working similar hours to, a Japanese salaryman, and working a huge amount of late nights trying to get my own sort of ambitions and getting sort of burnt out in the process, it kind of shows a different side of things. And it's something I think a lot of people need to take and think. Learn nowadays. She constantly burns herself out, and as a result, instead of working smarter or longer hours to try to achieve her own dream, she ends up getting, constantly struggles and deals with a lot more conflict than she could have actually had. There's episodes involving around her annoyance towards some of the other females in the workplace that use persuasion and networking ability when she can work on herself to try to understand people better, to get the stories that little bit better. The best sides of the thing is dealing with her male colleagues in the situations where she has her own drinking friends, including one of the person that's in charge of the porn and comic section in the magazine. Do I think this is a show to watch? Definitely. If you are a fan of Neon Genesis, trying to see sort of the outlook of the wife that actually created this, while she is quite critical of the sort of the laziness of Japanese culture nowadays, it kind of shows this dark outline. While, should you work to live, or do you live to work? Is really what the message kind of makes out of this. She loses a lot of opportunities and romance and even the workplace because she won't let go her own work. She won't learn to relax. And if you don't learn to relax, you can't unwind and you can't process things properly. And, with, COVID happening, it's still happening all around it. And, we're getting burnt out due to, constant lockdown and trying to stay somewhat productive. And being stuck in our own environments and making it with it, almost his own prison. I think this is kind of the lesson that we need to learn. Is it stuff that we're actually doing to enjoy, or are we just constantly obsessed with the concept of being active and proactive and productive? Thousands of articles a day are being produced. While being, productive and learning and growing are all very good concepts, there's also a thing of relaxing and de-stressing and letting anxiety out of your system, which doesn't usually happen a lot. So, would I recommend Working Men? Definitely. It is probably a great show for a lot of different reasons. And make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel.